Hello, my name is Snail, and this is your final warning before going on with the video. There's going to be plenty of spoilers ahead, but if you are fine with spoilers, keep on watching, and it's really easy to get where I am. And that is, of course, the final boss, the new dungeon. So, without further ado, let's get started. Uh, Requirements for this are going to be having two other friends at the moment. They don't need to know how to do glitching. They just need to know how to complete the Saber Strike. It is requiring an IRB. So in theory, if you wanted to, you could also use the beginning of the dungeon, but that might cause some other complications. I haven't personally done that. Also, it's cooler to get here from pretty much patrol. I mean, about as close as patrol as you can. But yeah, so let's get started. Alright, so from the start of the strike, you just want to head your way over to Skywatch, and there's this nice little hole in the corner there that you'll use to get out. There's actually a lot of holes in Skywatch, so if you don't like that one, choose a different one. But, yeah, it's very straightforward. I don't know how to get inside any of those. I'm gonna assume that you just hit the load and backtrack, but it's just a basic run and jump all the way there, with some minor exceptions for certain things. But if you couldn't tell, I didn't quite remember where it was there. It's only the second time, or at least this recording was only the second time that I went out here. So you just want to make your way and hug the wall on the right side here as you jump down, and the water below you is safe, but I didn't know if it was or not, but it is. So you can go ahead and hop on that and you'll be fine. But yeah. So this is not the load, but I thought it was, so I'm just gonna run around. By the way, in the background, your friends are just gonna complete the Saber Strike all the way up to just before the boss room. Don't drop into the boss room yet, because that is where your auto res is. So moving on, just like that, you're on to the proper checkpoint. So, just gonna want to jump up and around. Kind of hard to see things, but yeah. I don't think stasis climbing is required here, but I do it. Do be wary on that final little bit there, because the spikes, like, hitbox sticks out a little bit, so you can die there. And just need to wait for me to do that stasis climb. I still don't think is necessary, but still. Alright, so you're just going to want to keep skipping past these. Once again, I'm not sure whether or not you can actually go through these. I know that the buttons exist, but I don't know if you can actually properly go through this part as, like, normal within the puzzle. It would be pretty cool, and I'll check back on that later. But this is just the sprint to the boss room, so we'll worry about getting into the rest later. The chests do exist from patrol. I don't know whether or not they give loot at this point, because later down the line you'll see that I don't get loot from it because I haven't done it on my Titan yet, so there's a lot of stuff that's just wait and see, and obviously, I mean, we're like 5 hours into this, so more details will come as they go. So, this part you're going to want to hug the wall, because there are barriers all the way around this way, and this room especially is full of barriers, and I'm going to take a quick detour here just to take a look inside, because what a nice looking boss arena. Alright, so just want to sword swipe around like that and get on top of here, and you might notice that there are turnbacks, and that is only on top of those boxes, so you can just go ahead and sort of reset that timer over and over again, and just like that, just jump on top of that invisible wall thing, and you are past. So, next part is not too bad, once again. And you're actually going to want to die to the load. And if you don't, just die anyways. But, we're gonna want to stay in map from here on out. So, just want to make your way down these stairs, and right in that corner there is where you are going to fall in. And there we are. Come on. Hey, okay. Long load. Alright. Got a little bit lost there for a second. And continue to be lost. But, yeah. So, in this room, obviously if you played the dungeon, you'll know don't pull the right lever. That is a trap. But, second one opens up, and we get the Sparrow section. There's probably a lot to explore in there, and I'm definitely going to be making my way back. But, yeah. By the way, if I didn't mention before, if you don't care about the boss room, this whole thing is just soloable, so... yeah. Just want to keep making your way through. Yeah, I'm kind of sad that I wasn't able to explore this while I was, you know, actually playing the strike, but obviously, you know, you've got that just sprint to get all the bombs, and I didn't want to slow down anything, so... Alright, well, the main cannons still work here, so you can just feel free to shoot across. And of course, want that loot, so I'm gonna head back for it. I was actually checking because I believe this is the chest that you get your Gallahorn Catalyst from, but I might be wrong on that, I don't know, but, there is the chest, and there is me getting no loot. It is very sad. No loot. Alright, I attempt to get my Sparrow through this section, but it is not required. You can just run straight through. Unless you want a nice challenge, in which case this is definitely a nice little bit. And here I am just trying to desperately make my way through. And then getting stuck and giving up. I can probably get it into the next thing. It shouldn't be too bad, but just wanted to continue the video, you know? And here we are. So, Column Barrier is open for the little Cosmodrome ball, so that is just free game. So you just want to make your way over there. I'm just stasis flying to conserve on ammo. And once you are over here, you're going to want to make your way up top. Or make your way over farther up. And once again, it can be done without any ammo, which is what we want, because you, yeah, if you mess up this sword section a few times, you can't actually get in, so it'd be very unfortunate. So, you're gonna want to make your way right up here to the top. Right in there. And you can grab your recording. Alright, skipping past that, we're going to be moving on to flying across. Now I'm going to use Froggy's technique of height conservation with sword flying, which means that my first Titan jump there is what sort of sets the height, and then I can regain my way all the way back. So what that means is that I can sort of fly around on the inside of this thing and make my way up. Instead, if you don't want to use that technique, you can also use a Thunder Crash, or if you're Warlock, a Dawnblade, something like that. But yeah, so now you're just going to want to make your way all the way up. And I remember when I first got in here, I was like so excited, getting ready to finally go to the boss room, you know, jump up that little last bit of hole, and there's a door. And it's not even a door that you could use like internet shenanigans on. So, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use a stasis nade as a little platform there. And you're just going to want to get your way through. Yep, there you go. And now, what you're going to want it to do is, once you're out, and I'm just trying to regain my stasis there, so you're going to want to poke your way through that little hole there, and you can go in a few other holes, but as you see behind you, if I turn around, do I turn around? I don't think I turn around, but it's the same thing once you're through. But yeah, there's that big, like, object surrounding that thing, so that's why you have to go out. Anyways, now, if you just make your way back to the beginning hole there, and, oh, and I hit it wrong, so, time to skip forward. Alright, so, once again, returning, this time being a lot more careful about where the load placement is. Also, that object's it's a very interesting dev object, but you're gonna want to make your way on top of this rim here, and, I'm personally going to be making my power below 1100, as you can see, 985. And what that allows me to do is that I can just kill myself with a mountaintop, and that has my res set. Now, once you respawn, and I have to climb back up there, it's very, very easy to die to this load. Because you can actually use that door that spawns in as a way to die very, like, predictably. So if I just go down, just sort of inch my way in, I failed. Third time's the charm, right? So, let's just make it back on that rim, and jump down to the lower part, and this time very carefully walking into the door here. And there we go. Now we have to wait a minute, because my other two friends there, nblock and Latin, are still like making their way over. So once they hit that auto res, I will be officially in. Yeah. So might as well say, next steps here are just going to be hidden boss room, just getting to every single place in this dungeon from patrol. And I'll probably have that video out. And hey, there we go. So, just like that, we're in the dungeon, in the boss room, and yeah. I'm gonna switch out my helmet, of course. Don't want to look like a chicken. Anyways, yeah, so my thoughts of the dungeon, I thought it was very good. I don't know, I still think I prefer Prophecy, like, in general, but this is definitely a close second. I think it was good, and you can see that the door to the, I think his name is Wilhelm, it's closed, so you can't get that final audio log from in there, so still have to do the dungeon. But that is really it for the video. So, big thank you to nblock for showing me the path for the first part, and thank you to Latin for like tagging along and helping with the strike, and yeah, that's it for the video. Pretend there's a cool outro.